So the furnace in our house decided to go stupid and never shut off halfway through the summer, but now it's getting into fall time, and well, not only do we need to fix it for the kids and the fam, but these little guys also start getting hypothermic between 55 and 65 degrees. So let's see what we can do about that furnace. First, I think we need to change into something a little less comfortable so we can be more comfortable while working. Does that make sense? It did to me. Now that we've granted ourselves the gift of mobility, it's time to find the tools. Oh, there they are. Oh yeah, and don't forget the high beams. So this thing was put in 1996, and by the looks of it, I think we can all tell why it needs replaced and why it keeps messing up. Now we set up the camera because we're also making a YouTube video for our Road to Self-Sufficiency channel that we have. So first things first, we gotta figure out exactly what B-vent we need, and in order to do that we need a tape measure and a flashlight, because we have to measure all the way from the top of the roof through the attic all the way down to the floor, so the supply house knows exactly what vent kit to get us. "10 feet 3 inches. So I got so busy getting to work on tearing that sucker out, I forgot that I was making a video at the same time, but I can still show you what I did. You got to find the main gas shut off to your house, because you're probably going to have to take the gas line out, or in my case I do. So all I did was find this thing, put a crescent on it. If it's up, it's on. If it's sideways, it's off. That's how 90% of shut off valves works, as long as it's a quarter turn. So like inside you can see that the shut off valve is off, but I just turned the valve off outside, so I need to get that gas out of the line in order to be able to, you know, not blow the freaking house up, because I need to remove this solid pipe in order to be able to get this furnace out and the new furnace in. Basically gonna have to rebuild it, get down there, disconnect this one. This is a union, so I took a pipe wrench to this side, and then I took a crescent wrench to this side, and I just loosened it. And you will hear a little bit of gas and smell a little bit of gas come out. It's nothing to be scared of as long as it stops. If it doesn't stop, you can shut this thing back off and probably call your gas company, because your shut-off valve outside is probably not working. So yeah, this is underneath the furnace. I don't know if you can quite see that little 90 down there. Well, the freaking camera's messing up, you know. But now we got to figure out a way to use that masculinity to get that out of there. I'm most likely going to be using a pipe wrench to try to get this sucker off, but it's going to be a struggle. So, you know, you guys might not be able to watch that because it's going to take a while. Oh yeah, and before you start messing with anything, make sure the electricity's off, because you don't want to shock yourself. And then you're probably going to want to find that electrical wire. This is probably going to be the supply. You see how it goes up, obviously, to that. So it goes down into that. And then the cats are going to fuck with you the whole time. So once you have found your electrical, white is usually always going to be your neutral wire. Then you got black, this one right here, for your ground wire, or line wire that sends the electricity, sorry. And this is a little green nut or screw down there, that's gonna hold your ground wire. It's your safety wire. So now that we got it all disconnected, and you know, we got the wires out of the unit, we're gonna want to take those caps and put them back on for safety, because somebody could always come back by and, hi kitty, want to turn that power back on for some reason. But in case that happens, you just put those in there. Nobody will get sparky sparked. No fires will get litty lit. So now we got to detach the vent from the unit so we can get the unit out. We don't have the unit to put in today, so we're just getting ahead of the game. So we don't want to take the vent all the way out, or we'll it'll probably get a leaky roof. But anyways, right here, that's really bright, but right here and here, and probably on the back side, there's some screws. You just got to take those out, and you know, it's old, it's rusted, it's probably going to be a fight, but it's going to be fun. So when I did HVAC, I was a boiler tech, not a furnace tech, but I'm figuring it out. But take that thing out, and it's a lot easier to get down in there. Also, take that thing out of that square, and you just might find an easier way to get to that damn gas line. Let's see what we can do. So it was a little bit of a struggle, but I just put my my pipe wrench right there. Made it a lot easier to get that thing loose. And now we can just keep twisting until it decides to give it to us. So I was trying to get these vent off and the unit out, and I noticed that there's some Phillips head screws right here. You can see them down there. Kind of thinking that maybe if we take those off, it might be easier, but I don't know. That's what we're here for, is to figure it out and learn, eh? So, I was going to try to be fancy and meticulous about it. Time to bring out the big boys, because I'm replacing the vent anyways. Put your safety glasses on. It doesn't make you less of a man to give a shit about stuff. So my saw blade won't fit all the way through, but there's a way around that. You cut through, make 2 cuts, cut it apart, make a hole. Now you can reach in and cut the other side. But first, we got to get this out. This is your exhaust. This is what makes it a B vent. The outside is air intake. Inside is air outtake. You know, all the stuff you don't want to breathe in goes through the middle pipe. All the stuff that the furnace needs to breathe to start a fire comes through the outside pipe. So you can skip this part by just taking the vent all the way out through the roof, but like I said, I don't have the new unit yet, so I don't want to take the vent out of the roof, because then, you know, there's a hole in my roof and I don't like water coming inside my house. So demoing stuff is fun anyways, you know, anger management. Just a reminder that I'm not a professional. This video is a means of showing you that you can figure it out on your own, even if it is a little bit more of a struggle. And also, halfway through it, you might find a new way to do it. I just completely got this part attached, so now this will come off, and I think I have a blade big enough to cut through this pipe by itself. So let's get to it. Time to bring out the big boy. I'm not sponsored by these guys. They just sell cheap working tools. That's kind of what all you need. So don't forget your safety glasses, because you're man enough to do so. We might need to take this door off for this part, so that's what we're gonna do. So all I did to do that was I loosened this screw, which loosens this whole bracket up, making it so that the bracket can move. And then once you get it over to here, there's a little pole that the door goes into right there. And once you move it out, it'll just kind of slide out, and you can put the door wherever you want to put the door. Now's the part where we get to jerking it. I mean yoinking it. I mean yanking it. We're gonna pull the furnace out of the hole. You might need a hammer to whack that metal down so you don't scrape the door frame like I did, because, you know, you care about your wifey. Don't forget to disconnect the thermostat wire like I did. Luckily, I didn't rip nothing out. But thermostat wire is usually either red and blue, or red and white and green. Green is common. If you have a really old one, it's probably just red and white. This just says power, so you don't need batteries for your thermostat. Don't forget to take a vacuum to this nastiness that's built up over the past 20 years and put the door back on, so you know. Yeah, I scraped the freaking thing like I was trying not to scrape, but put the door back on so you don't lose the cats in the fence. And now that we've used that masculinity stuff to single-handedly get this beast out of here, let's go recycle it, call the supply house, and follow for part 2.